I remember the very first Earth Day in April 1970. I was 10 years old, in fourth grade. And where I grew up, that first Earth Day was a really big deal. It still is, every single year. For me, Earth Day is a time to rekindle the spirit of nature and reconnect with all other life forms on the only planet we have to ride on. I grew up on the edge of America's first cancer alley in industrial New Jersey. After the oil embargoes disrupted life in the 1970s, fossil fuel refineries and petrochemical factories moved their operations south and west, establishing America's second and current cancer alley along the Gulf Coast of Texas and Louisiana. But climate change has other plans for the oil and gas and petrochemical industrial complex. Extreme weather and rising seas are now conspiring against it, and the industry is looking to move once again, this time to higher ground, to create a brand new petrochemical hub and a brand new cancer alley. Southwestern Pennsylvania and the eastern portion of the Ohio River Valley is attractive to the oil, gas, and petrochemical industries because of its high ground and close proximity to the hydrocarbons locked in the Marcellus Shale. Through the process of fracking, massive amounts of fresh water, sand, and chemicals, many of which make people and wildlife sick, are pumped at high pressure to open up cracks in ancient shale formations a mile or more under our feet. What comes back up with the gas are a lot of toxic chemicals and materials, many of which are harmful to people's health. Some of them can harm the heart and lungs. Some damage the brain and affect the growth and development of babies, resulting in lifelong consequences. Some even cause cancer. In fact, in 4 heavily fracked counties in southwest Pennsylvania in recent years, there is a growing concern that dozens of rare childhood cancers, including Ewing's sarcoma, may be linked to shale gas operations. And what are they fracking for anyway? In this part of the Marcellus Shale gas patch, the prize is ethane, which is used to make plastic, not methane, which is used to generate electricity and heat. Ethane is fracked out of the ground and sent to ethane cracker plants, like this massive one being built in Beaver County. When this factory is completed, trillions of these little plastic pellets called nurdles will be made every year, and more plastic products, something nature doesn't need any more of, will be produced. And we know what happens when we're done with plastic. We throw it away, and much of it ends up in landfills, or on our roads, and in our rivers and oceans, and on the most distant shores and mountaintops on Earth. And as it breaks down over the decades and centuries, plastic releases some of those same toxic chemicals back into the environment we depend on, and they eventually get into us and make us sick. What's happening here is that fracking for plastic is hurting people and the environment. It is contributing to the ecological disaster of plastic pollution, and it is accelerating the global climate crisis. Fracking is unsustainable, and it must stop. We must quit plastics and make other arrangements, using cleaner, healthier, and sustainable alternatives to produce energy and materials. We must commit to make every day Earth Day, to reconnect to the natural world, and choose to protect the health and future prosperity of our children and grandchildren, and all children who haven't yet been born. Happy Earth Day, everybody.